You know, and I kind of wanted to talk about American Skin a little bit. You know what? I am going to talk about American Skin a little bit. Because what I loved about American Skin was American Skin changed the narrative. If nothing else, that movie looked to change the narrative. You can like it, you can love it, you can hate it. I don't really give a damn how you feel about it. But it changed the narrative. And here's how it changed the narrative. It literally took some black men raiding a police precinct. Not going to happen. Or, excuse me, not likely to happen. And then creating a mock court for the cop who killed the unarmed son of Nate Parker, right? Put him in a jury of his peers, which weren't his peers, because again, that's what we often see in the court system, to judge him. And it was a place where his consequences were limited, and you allowed true honesty about what he thought about what he did and how he felt. And he talked about how he wanted to get home to his family. And then you got Nate Parker going, yeah, I was on my way home and you stopped me from going home. And you pulled me over for speeding because you thought I was speeding, but really, no, you saw a black guy in a beater car in a nice neighborhood and you couldn't understand what we were doing here. So you assumed that we were jack boys. And then because of your actions there, it led to my son dying. Yeah. Changed the narrative. It flipped the script. It put people of lighter skin in the situation that people of darker skin lived in. But what I really liked about it was it didn't have a happy ending. Because so often these movies, these TV shows, they have these fake ass happy endings, and we fall in love with these happy endings, and it's not life. There's no happy ending in every life. Sometimes the bad guy wins. Oftentimes the bad guy wins. The good guys don't win all the time because guess what? If the good guys won all the time, shit, I don't even think I would have a podcast. I wouldn't have nothing to talk about. The good guys don't always win. The bad guys get raked over the coals sometimes. Or excuse me, the good guys get raked over the coals sometimes because the bad guys are so damn good at being bad that the good guys can't catch them. And we talk about black skin, we talk about brown skin, we talk about white skin, but what we saw from Spike and Nate was American skin, the blend of the three, and how complex these issues are within the black community, the brown community, the white community, the American community. Sometimes we're blinded by our comfort zone. We live in our echo chamber. We know what we know, so we do what we do based off what we know. And we live with that. We make it okay, but guess what? It's not okay. It's this thing called empathy. Sometimes you got to reach across the aisle. Sometimes you got to talk to people who are different from you, who don't know you, who think totally opposite of what you think and what you believe in. And you have to find a common ground because guess what? That's how we make this shit work. Because guess what? We talk about this black skin, brown skin, white skin, brown skin, white skin. I tell you what, you know how we're gonna overcome racism? It's all these women looking alike. If these women keep looking the same, getting that brownish, light brownish, that light brown skin with the same high cheekbones and the wavy hair and all of that stuff, and the same size lips, all that. The Kardashian shit. If all the women look like that, we gonna end racism. Because eventually, 3-4 generations from now, our kids gonna look the same. But what Spike did was he really flipped the script. And you know what I mean? Pops walks out, hands up, The cop is trying to say, hey, look here, we had a conversation. We came to a place. The shit is over. SWAT still knocks his head off because guess what? That's the reality that we live in. It ain't no happy endings. It ain't no happily ever after. It's real life. And shout out to Spike for showing real life while changing the narrative.